Hey guys, what's going on? This is Dr. Chad Coons, and since our most recent post where we kind of talked about why it may not be good for you to sit up straight, I've had a whole influx of questions and a barrage of direct messages talking more about it. So I wanted to continue that conversation here. And in this particular case, because I had a lot of people talk about how hard it is for them to sit through a full sporting event for their son or daughter. A lot of these are moms and even some fathers who are going to these sporting events and having a hard time watching the full game, and I don't blame them. The benches are uncomfortable, you have to sit up straight, and it kind of goes along that same theme we were talking about. So I wanted to show you two stretches, two things you can do to help yourself continue to watch that full game in a comfortable manner and root your son or daughters on when they're playing. So first and foremost, I do want to say for some of these really long games, if there's timeouts or half times, just get up and just start moving and walking around. Give yourself 5 minutes, and I find for most backs, 80% of the time or so, that seems to be a really good way to keep the blood flow to the back and to help calm things down to help you enjoy the game. But let's go ahead and get into the two stretches. I think I'll be able to better show this for the side, so I'm going to just turn the chair. So if you're watching the game, now you wouldn't even have this. So I'm going to pretend like I don't have that. You're watching the game, and this is kind of where we talked about last time, where people really arch their back, and they might find some discomfort there. So one of the first stretches that I want to show you is you can just help up your leg, and I'm going to kind of cross over my heel onto my opposite thigh. And a lot of times stretching out the hips will actually help in part stretch out the back and will help open up the back. So I can feel a pretty good stretch here. When you get into this position, you do want to actually try to sit up straight. We're not as concerned about hinging on that because since I brought my hip up, I know that there's a less of a chance for that joint to hinge because it's kind of locked up. It doesn't have that opportunity to move as much. So you're going to kind of get up like this and then just kind of lean forward. Now I feel a good stretch already. All right, so I would hold that for, you could do 30 seconds, but heck, if you're watching a long game and you go, oh, this is feeling nice, this is giving me some of that relief I look for, man, you could hang into that for quite a few minutes. You could even do the opposite side, and just to kind of give you the viewpoint from this way. So if this was my right leg, I'd kind of help it up, right? And I would just kind of lean forward, and that would be stretching up my right hip and even my lower back, and that would feel quite helpful. The second of the stretch is really nice for those who are really intolerant of sitting up straight. If you find that as soon as you sit up straight and you're like, oh man, that really grabs, I want to show you this stretch. So that's where I'm gonna, again, you're sitting, maybe some in these seats at the bleachers, you may not be able to get away with this one, but I'd still like to kind of think you could try. I'm gonna put my hands on the inside of my knees. I'm going to purposely let my back round immediately, and I'm gonna slide all the way in. Once I get to my lowest point, let's say that's it, I'm gonna take a deep breath in, exhale, then I would come up. So from the side, it would look something like this. Let me get all the way low. I'm letting my back round, opening it up. Big breath in, and exhale. And you can see it doesn't even take up that much space. And don't worry, people, they might just go, what are you doing, stretching out? And they'll probably try it too. So don't be afraid to try it out. People are so consumed in their own social media world or watching the game, they won't even notice you, I promise. So those are two stretches that you can do to help with your back if you're having some discomfort when you're watching your son or daughter's sporting event. Hopefully that helps. Thanks, guys.